Why should you use headlines? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. I'm going to talk to you about an essential idea within the world of direct marketing. It's the concept of headlines. So if you're doing any type of marketing whatsoever, I don't care if you're just putting out videos for people to find and watch, even if it's people who are already your customers, you really ought to understand the psychology and importance of headlines. What are headlines? Headlines are like the title of an advertisement. It's the title of a video you're putting out. It's a title of a post on Facebook. It doesn't matter where it is. Everything needs a headline to some extent. It needs something that draws people in so that they can participate in the rest of it. So it's the same thing. A title of a book is the headline for the book. You're not going to buy the book or even look a little bit deeper into the book or into the idea of buying it if the headline doesn't capture you. So just as an example, I just had my new book come out a couple months ago, 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. And the subtitle is How to Stand Out in Your Industry and Make Every Competitor Irrelevant. Okay, that whole thing is a headline. If you're not in business, if you don't have a business, it's not going to interest you. It's specifically drawing out people that have an interest, people who are looking to make themselves Amazon proofed or to fight all competition, you know. And so people, for example, if you are interested in that, you want to go to amazonproofbook.com, amazonproofbook.com. See, there's a little advertisement that I just did. But for the rest of it, understanding headlines is really important, and it all came back from original advertisements that were put out there. This is a fabulous book, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out a handful series of videos. I don't know if I'll do them all in a row, but if you're watching this might be part of a playlist on YouTube or somewhere else that you can go and you can watch the rest. And it's all from this book, Tested Advertising Methods, by John Caples. Okay, this is a later edition, so it has a lot of other things added into it. But the original book was written by John Caples. He was an amazing advertising writer, copywriter specifically, and this was an ad that he came out with, and it said, "They laughed when I sat down at the piano, but when I started to play." And that draws you in. And why does it draw you in? It's a little bit, it's worded a little bit differently because it's an older advertisement. Let me see if it says when it was from. I believe it's from the 20s, but I'm not sure off the top of my head. It's worded a little bit differently, but the concept is that you have a person that would not be expected to play the piano well, but can pull it out at any time and show off this amazing gift that he has, and it pulls you in because you want to say, well, what's the story behind this? How did he learn how to play? What's going on here? The curiosity, everything else, and we could spend a lot of time just on that one headline on to why it works. But headlines work, and there are certain formulas you can use to find perfect headlines, and I'm going to go through some of those. I am going to go through, in video form, 35 proven formulas for writing headlines. This is right out of chapter 5. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to tell you my piece of it, of why I think it works. But these are headlines that I will use to title these videos. And I'm going to do one at a time and see what you think about them. Next time I'm going to go through number 1. And you can use these whether you're titling videos, whether you're titling blog articles, whether you're putting out an ad in the newspaper. It doesn't matter what form of advertising you're doing. If you can use these little tricks, or at least understand the psychology behind them, you could start coming up with your own. A whole lot of my videos do better than others. Sometimes it's a picture on the front, the thumbnail, what we call the thumbnail that's on the front of the thing. But quite often with my videos, it's the title. And I've learned little tricks of things, titles that work better. Oftentimes it's news stories. It's things that are in the news or things that people are searching for at the moment that tends to grab them. But those tend to come and go, because once the news is gone, people don't search for them anymore. And I tend to look for more evergreen things to discuss to pull in the right people. So hopefully that makes sense. We're going to talk more about headlines as we go ahead. So watch for the future videos and go grab a free copy of my book. We'll be back here tomorrow night. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.